Dashain celebrations have continued today, a day after Vijayadashami Tika. People continue to receiving Tika and Jamara today as well, while there is an age-old tradition of receiving Tika, Jamara and blessings of elders till Kojagrat Purnima or the full moon day on the 28th of this month, when this year's Dashain festival will formally come to a conclusion. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. The master plan developed by the Pashupati Area Development Trust for the development of the Pashupati area yet to be implemented. As industries remain closed during Dasai festival, over 500 megawatt of electricity going to waste every day. NEA reports losing 600 million in 5 days. At least 6,546 Palestinians have now been killed by Israeli bombardment, including 2,704 children. UN Chief Guterres clarifies it is false to say he justified Hamas attacks. And UAE enters into the final of Tri-Nation T20I series despite loss against Hong Kong. The final against Nepal slated for Friday. The master plan developed by the Pashupati Area Development Trust last year for the development of the Pashupati area has yet to be implemented. The master plan proposed 4 years ago was endorsed by the Pashupati Area Development Trust and forwarded to the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation. However, the ministry is yet to reach a decision on the proposal. The government had included a plan to develop Pashupati Nath area listed in the World Heritage Sites as a model region for religion, culture and tourism in the fiscal year of 2057-58 BS. Back then, Pashupati Area Master Plan 2056 was implemented, which concluded in 2068. After the devastating earthquake of 2072 BS severely damaged several heritages of the Pashupati Nath temple area, erstwhile Member Secretary Govinda Tandon introduced a new plan, in fact master plan. However, despite the lapse of 8 years, the damaged structures have yet to be completely renovated despite the lapse of 8 years. The master plan proposed to the Council of Ministers 4 years ago when Pradeep Kumar Dhakal was the member secretary was returned for revision following additional discussions. The following year, a revised master plan prepared after discussions and study by a committee formed by the ministry had reached the ministry for review. The master plan prepared by the PADT includes projects of more than 33 billion rupees. The master plan includes programs including development of Pashupati Nath as an international pilgrimage site, conservation of tangible and intangible cultural and historic heritages of archaeological significance and disaster management, among others. The PADT was established in the year 2044 BS with the objective of ensuring planned development of the Pashupati area. However, political appointments and intervention at the PADT have led to the failure of the trust in ensuring effective implementation of its plans. On the second day of Bada Dashain Tika, younger members of families continued to receive Tika, Jamara and blessings from elders today. Vijayadashami celebrations were observed yesterday on the 10th day of the ongoing festival. Those who were not able to receive Tika, Jamara and blessings from elders on the main day yesterday received them today. The Nepal Calendar Determination Committee has said that Tika can be received until the full moon day of Kojagrat Purnima this Saturday. People who had left Katmandu to celebrate the Dashain festival have begun returning to the capital, resulting in increased movements at the main entry points of the capital. According to the Valley Traffic Police, 44,394 people have entered Katmandu Valley in 5,590 vehicles by 6 p.m. earlier this evening. Meanwhile, 36,625 people have left Katmandu in 4,889 vehicles today. Prior to this, 37,317 passengers had entered the valley in 6,430 vehicles yesterday. In this context of the ongoing festivity, in our Public Voice segment, today we have asked people in several provinces how have they been celebrating the Dashain festival. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
मान्यजनसँग आशीर्वाद लिएर टिका जमरा लगाएर मनाइयो।
सबैजना फ्यामिली भेट भयो, रमाइलो भयो।
मान्यजनहरूसँग भेटघाट भयो, रमाइलो भयो।
टाढा भएका व्यक्तिहरूसँग पनि भेटघाट भयो, घरको फ्यामिलीहरू पनि टाढा भइराखेको हुन्छ।
ठुलाबडाको हातको टिका ग्रहण गरेर आशीर्वाद लिएर हैन रमाइलोसँगले
मिठो मिठो कुराहरू खायो, टिका लायो, फ्यामिलीसँग बसेर रमझम गरे।
बडाबाट आशीर्वाद पायो, एकदम रमाइलो भयो, मिठो मिठो खायो,
पिङ खेलियो, घुम्न आयो।
आफ्नो आफन्तजनहरूसँग सबैसँग भेटघाट भयो।
खसी काटियो, यसो बलि चढाइयो, अनि हिजो टिका लाइयो।
रमाइलो भएर 80 सालमा मनाइयो अहिलेको वर्षलाई हैन।
आगो के कस्तो हुन्छ यसपालि चाहिँ राम्रै मानियो।
छोराछोरी सहित घुम्न पाइएको छ, रमाइलो लागेको छ।
टिका लगाइयो, झोरा लगाइयो, सबै व्यवस्था राम्रै भयो, घर परिवार बसियो।
आफूभन्दा ठुलोसँग टिका लगाएर उहाँहरूसँग आशीर्वाद लिएर, आफूभन्दा सानोलाई टिका लगाएर उहाँहरूलाई आशीर्वाद दिएर त्यसरी मनाइयो दसैँ। टाढा टाढाबाट आफन्तजनहरू आउनुभएको थियो, उहाँहरूसँग बसियो, खाइयो, टिका लगाइयो, पिङ खेलियो
अनि खायो।
बजारमा थियौँ, गाउँमा आयो, सबैजना भेटघाट भयो, टिका तालो भयो।
घरमा आउने सम्पूर्ण पाहुनाहरूलाई सम्मान गर्ने, आफन्तहरूलाई भेट्ने, ठुलाबडाहरूसँग आशीर्वाद लिने।
के गर्ने त जे अब हाम्रो चलन हुन्छ नि त्यो अनुसारको खसी काट्ने।
साथीभाइ दाजुभाइहरू सबै जुट्ने, वरिपरि इष्टमित्र सबै जुटेर एउटा किसिमको सेलिब्रेट गर्ने गर्छौँ।
सबैसँग हाँसी खुसी रमाइलोसँगले बिताउन पाएँ, मलाई यही आनन्द लाग्छ।
छोरीहरूसित बसेर माछा मासु खाइयो, अब त्यही हो नि, रमाइलो गरियो, टिका टाला लाइयो, त्यही हो, अरू यसो 1-2 छाक मासु खाइयो त्यही।
500 megawatts of electricity have been spilled due to decrease in consumption amid the festivities. The Nepal Electricity Authority (NEA) has endured a loss of 120 million rupees daily due to electricity spillover over the past 5 days. The domestic demand for electricity has declined as the winter season has yet to begin in Katmandu Valley, while summer has ended in the Tarai region. 2,200 megawatts of electricity is being produced in the country in recent times. However, the country's demand has been limited to 1,000 megawatt. The NEA has said that 600 to 700 megawatt of electricity is being exported to India, while the remaining is being spilled. The spillage is also due to the Indian government's reluctance in granting permit to Nepal to export electricity produced from additional hydroelectricity projects in Indian market. The NEA has sent a proposal to India urging them to purchase an additional 300 megawatt of electricity from Nepal. The electricity spillage is projected to continue for a long time if India does not grant permit. The NEA has exported electricity worth 11,802.8 million rupees to India between the Nepali months of Jait and Asuj. The electricity is being exported to India at 10.27 rupees per unit. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked what should be done to ensure the efficiency of the Nagarik app. 19% voted for A, increase digital awareness, 33% for B, increase trustworthiness, and 48% for C, integrate app with service delivery. And here's today's question. What should be done to avoid wasting electricity? Your options are A, raise domestic consumption, B, ensure export, and C, provide power at subsidized rates to industries. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. There are various alternative transport services in Katmandu for those who do not have private vehicles. Ride-sharing services are easily accessible in places that lack public transportation services. Services like Pathao and InDrive have made travel easier for general public. However, feeble monitoring has increased instances of general public being swindled. The ride-sharing services continue to provide services during the Dashain festivities. However, grievances from the general public have continued to go up. The vehicle operators have charged higher fares and reportedly failed to provide services as per the guidelines of their companies. Traffic police is responsible for monitoring ride-sharing services. However, they have failed to do so during the Dashain festival. According to traffic police data, actions had been taken against up to 83 vehicle operators on a single day for failing to follow the ride-sharing guidelines. The service providers had been made aware to provide online services during the festivities, considering possible rise in criminal activities. In contrast, increase in offline services had been reported during the festive season. The service seekers, meanwhile, have demanded effective monitoring from the regulatory body in this regard. Prime Minister Agriculture Modernization Project Implementation Unit Chhapa declared 9 levels, in fact local levels, as rubber zones. As around 95% rubber is imported, the zones were declared with the objective of replacing with the imports with domestic production. Despite the declaration of the zones 5 years ago, imports are yet to be reduced. Rubber farming gained popularity in Chhapa following the establishment of Gorkhali rubber industry. Shantiram Bastola of Chhapa, Buddha Shanti III, planted rubber plants on 1 bigha of his land in the Nepali year 2052 BS. Gorkhali rubber industry had supported the farmers. However, after the industry itself began facing crisis, it was out of business. Farmers had then tried selling the trees they had planted. However, they are now earning good amount of money from the same rubber plants. Of the 21.7 million rupees allocated by the government for the rubber zone, only 16.2 million has been spent. The main objective is to increase production and expand farming area. Despite a notable rise in production, area remains to be expanded. Rubber farmers have said that quality has improved following subsidies in irrigation, cutting, machineries and equipment. The domestic rubber is of high quality than that of import. Around 50,000 goods are produced from rubber, while 95% of rubber is imported. To curb imports, plantation must be increased, for which the local levels have a major part to play. Majority of instances related to the relationship between mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law are negative in the country. However, a daughter-in-law from Ramechhap has given a new life to her mother-in-law by donating her liver. 37-year-old Maya Sherpa has donated her liver to her 62-year-old mother-in-law Lakpa Sherpa. Lakpa Sherpa has been discharged from Human Organ Transplant Center in Bhaktapur 12 days after the liver transplant. Doctors had suggested 62-year-old Lakpa's family, who had been residing at Capital's Bauddha, for a liver transplant. Both of them had been admitted at the Human Organ Transplant Center in Bhaktapur on 11th of September. A 30-member team of health professionals led by head of the transplant center, Dr. Pukar Chandra Shrestha, conducted a successful liver transplant the following day. Maya, who had donated her liver, was discharged from the hospital on the 6th day, while patient Lakpa returned home on the 13th day. Doctors from South Korea's Samsung Medical Center had conducted a successful liver transplant for the first time in Nepal at Bhaktapur's Human Organ Transplant Center in the Nepali year 2073 with the help of technology. 14 liver transplants have succeeded in the country since then. While donating liver, a portion of the liver from a healthy living person is removed and placed into someone whose liver is no longer properly working. The liver of the donor as well as the receiver regrows and returns to its normal size within a period of time. The center has also conducted kidney transplants on 1,137 individuals within 11 years. Data show that around 1,000 individuals require liver transplant annually in the country. Majority of the liver ailments are caused by excessive use of tobacco, diabetes, obesity, and hepatitis, among others. Liver transplant, meanwhile, is considered an expensive procedure. According to the Human Organ Transplant Center, it cost around 1.5 million rupees to transplant a liver of an individual. Time now for international update. At least 6,546 Palestinians have now been killed by Israeli bombardment since October 7, including 2,704 children, as 756 Palestinians, including 344 children, were killed in the past 24 hours. Blast hit Gaza City today as Israel continued its bombardment of the enclave. The Israeli military has told people to leave the north of the Gaza Strip, one of the most densely populated places in the world, and head south because it is safer. But airstrikes have hit across the Hamas-ruled enclave. Meanwhile, UN Chief Antonio Guterres has said it is false to say he justified Hamas attacks. Guterres said he was left shocked by Israel's misinterpretation of remarks he made at the meeting of the UN Security Council. During a speech at the 15-member body on Tuesday, Guterres said the Hamas attack did not happen in a vacuum, as the Palestinians have been subjected to 56 years of suffocating occupation. In response, Israeli officials had called for his resignation. Palestinian Health Ministry spokesperson said the health system in Gaza is completely out of service. Oxfam has alleged Israel of using starvation as a weapon of war against civilians in Gaza, adding just 2% of usual food has been delivered to the enclave since Israel's total siege. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency working in Gaza has said it will be forced to halt its operations tonight due to lack of fuel, exacerbating a grave humanitarian crisis.
Sports news.
Hong Kong have secured a 69 runs win over the United Arab Emirates at the ongoing Tri-Nation T20 International Series. However, the UAE are to play Nepal in the series final as they finished second on better net run rate. In the match played at the Mulpani Cricket Ground, Hong Kong won the toss and elected to bat, where they posted 212 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in their 20 overs. Martin Coetzee top scored for Hong Kong with 86 runs from 55 balls. His innings included 10 fours and 4 sixes. Babar Hayat remained unbeaten at a quick-fire 60 runs from only 20 balls with 5 sixes and 4 each, while Anshi Rath contributed 41 runs. Neelansh Keshwani, Sanchit Sharma and Akif Raja shared a wicket each for the UAE. In reply, the UAE were restricted to 143 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 20 overs. Khalid Shah top scored for them with 35 runs. Ishan Khan, Ayush Shukla, Nasrullah Rana and Yasim Murtaza picked a wicket each for Hong Kong. Despite the defeat, the UAE will play Nepal at the 3-1 University International Cricket Grounds on Friday. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.